I think this is working. Um, anyway, hi. My name is Daniel Sorrell. I am a British American. I do a bit of this, and I do a bit of this, and I do a lot of watching stuff. um, long story short, I am an author. I write plenty of stuff. My first book will be out on the 2nd of July, 2026. And I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's going to be a little bit chaotic, as you can already probably tell. I'm kind of just doing a makeshift. Currently, my phone is on top of a PlayStation 5 box. So great, great fucking placeholder for that. Um, I have no idea what I'm going to be saying, if you couldn't tell already, but to begin with, let's just start with who I am. As you know, my name is Daniel. I've got a debut novel coming out in July. Going to be amazing. Editing is completely done. I have done a bunch of formatting. That is an entire thing. I mostly spent, what was it? I spent, yeah, I think it was like 3 days worth of formatting. That was fun. Anyway, formatting is great. Chuck on something you don't care about, sit down for like 8 hours at a time, and eventually you get it done. Very good for the brain because I was just kind of staring at the screen and I was lining up everything so perfectly, and it was just fun. So yeah, formatting is good. Cover's coming along really nicely. Um, should be getting that through next month, so that's going to be great. I cannot wait to show myself that because um, high in post editing. But yeah, I've never really known what to do with YouTube. It's kind of been a bit of an enigma, a bit of an enigma, a bit of an enigma. There we go. Yeah, it's been a bit of an enigma. For fuck's sake. Anyway, you get the gist. It's been a bit of an enigma for me, but I'm here now. I'm going to be doing a bit of this, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. It's going to be great. But yeah, to begin with, what is the first book? The first book is something that I have basically kind of captioned as a metaphorical fiction. Now, this metaphorical fiction is aptly named because it is fiction, but it is more so a fiction that is told based on my life experiences. So, all of the stories that I tell are completely fictitious, but they are told through a lens where I experienced the emotions of writing the book. Now, that is a terrible way of putting it. How would I put that normally? So, bear with me, this is going to be fun. Um, so, imagine, right? I live my life. I go through hurt, I go through pain, I go through joy, I go through laughter. And all of those emotions that led me through this journey um, get turned into an amalgamation of fiction. So, while I experienced X through life, the X becomes a fantastical version of that, but the emotions at the heart of it remain the same. So, in the book, the first one, it's going to be about love. It is about the first relationship that I ever went through. Um, that's going to be another story. But that first relationship that I went through has been transcribed into a fictional world with fictional characters and fictional elements, and all the things that they do is completely fictional. But the emotional roller coaster and turmoil that I went through in that relationship has been etched into said book. So there are times where the characters are happy when they first meet. Great, amazing. But there's also times where it goes a little bit off the rails. And it follows this wave of emotions throughout the entire story. And again, all of the book, fictitious, fictional names, whatever. But the heart of it is what I went through, and I fucking love it. Um, now, the book itself is going to be a, how do I describe this other than just saying PG-13? Um, as you can see, I watch a lot of movies. I watch movies more than I read books, which isn't, amazing. I do read books, but, books take, 20 odd hours. Film takes two. So, you know. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. But that is only phase one, because at the end of this book, which has been published before, another long story, I'll get into that at some point. But the phase one, once it's completed, will lead into phase two, which is the thing I am mostly excited about. Because phase one, the initial launch, the initial publication didn't go so great. Again, I will explain that later in a different video. But now that that is done, it took me several years to be like, what do I do now? Because I don't want to go through that again, but I don't want to do this. Lo and behold, I got the rights back to my book, to my baby. I got the rights back to my own fucking story. And now I get to do it myself. So I've got a brand new cover. I'm working with a really talented artist. She's one of my closest friends. She's amazing. And I cannot wait to show you what's going on. But what's even better, now that I'm doing it myself, I am in control. And being in control means I get to do book two. Now, book two is going to be, well, it's going to be more R-rated. Kind of like, how do I describe it? It's not really R-rated. It's more of a, I'm from the UK, if you haven't noticed already, but it's like a 15 rated, where there's some edgy stuff, but it's not entirely edgy stuff. But again, that I'll go through a bit later, because this is just an intro, and this intro is very fucking chaotic, because as you can tell, I'm not used to this, but it's great, and I'm here, and it's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to share this experience with you. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. So the first three books are, yeah, spoiler alert, there's gonna be a third one. The first three books are gonna be in the division of coming of age. I feel like that's a good phrase, because romance requires a happy ever after. Spoiler alert, might not always come to that. So I'm not going to call them romance, but I will call them coming of age. So book one to book two, book three, coming of age. Amazing. Book one, basically finished, just waiting on the cover. Everything's getting ready to go. Book two, I am in the final editing phases. Phases. Ugh. But book two, final editing phases. When the cover's done for that, I'll be able to just. Book three, I am just starting to write. So that's going to be a bit of fun. I'll get around to that when I have time. But in the meantime, I have other stuff. I have a psychosexual thriller, which is completely fucking different to the first three books. It's amazing. It's so stupid, but I love it. It's my child. And I'm like, what the fuck was I on when I wrote it? But you know what? It's a lot of fun. So, psychosexual thriller coming out at some point. But other than that, I also have fantasy books. I am a prolific lover of fantasy. As you can see, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, um, other stuff. Lot of movies. Um, but I love fantasy. I love escaping. It's what drew me into writing, because, spoiler alert, I've always wanted to be a movie director. I've always wanted to make movies, but I'm poor, so I can't make movies. So, what's a poor man's movie? I write books. I love my books, but I have always dreamed of one day of them becoming a movie. So, what better way than to write fantasy? something that is so fantastical, something so amazing that you can't help but just fall in love with it. So I got Fanny. I just said I got Fanny books. Oh well, fuck it. Let's roll with that. I got fantasy books. So I got two series in the works. I got one, which is kind of like a teen fantasy, filled with changing creatures from people to creatures. They can like, um, yeah, they can transform from humans to animals. It's great. There's a lot of politics in there. Something that's also a lot of fun. And there's a world where the society has been, sectioned off. They secluded themselves. They see everyone outside as like evil, and it's the stories about these two girls who go on a quest to save some family members. They have to venture off into the wild to find a witch, and by doing so, they discover that the stories they were told of the outside world aren't actually true. So that's a lot of fun, but that's going to be a book series. There's multiple. I finished one. I got two, three, possibly four or five. I don't know yet. Don't at me. Um, but that's the young one. But then I've got an older fantasy that's very much filled with political intrigue, very much like a dark broody, where there's two sides. There's been a constant war, and there are these gods that come down and proclaim that they're gods, but realistically, they're just parasites that feed off the destruction of those beneath them. So they start manipulating people and factions, and they all come together and just like, just swords and whatnot. So that's fun. Um, so I cannot wait to share with that at some point. That'll be a few years down the line. But yeah. Give me a sec. I'm actually asthmatic, so this is probably not the best thing to be, bouncing around and stuff. But there we go. I love you, Sarah. Yeah. See, I took it. Don't worry. Don't panic. I'm not dying yet. But yeah, this is my channel. This is going to be very chaotic. Um, it's amazing. What else do I love? I love writing. I love movies. I love video games. I'm a Max Verstappen fan. Yay. So I watch F1, a little bit of NASCAR here and there, just sprinkled in. Um, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Um, yeah, this is going to be chaos. I don't know how to do YouTube. I don't know how to do anything, but yeah, I guess I'm just going to end off now because this week I've kind of, what have I done? I did some stuff this week. What did I do? Oh, I started editing phase two. That's what I did. I edited phase two. I did a bit of my regular human work outside of the page. So that was fun. Um, but yeah, it's going great. And I love it. And I look forward to sharing it with you. But until the next video, I love whoever watches this. Good luck. Have fun. Um, we're going to do great together. I believe in you if you are a fellow writer, if you're a reader. My writing's a little less chaotic than me. Um, there's probably some sprinkle of stuff inside my brain, but yes. Sorry, now my brain goes full out. It's like this is where the nuke goes off. But yeah, how do I end it? I don't know, but I think what have I got? What can I show you? I can show you this. I got this for Christmas. This was great. It's a Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen Lego car. And it goes, Vroom. This took me a couple of hours to do, but it was fun. It's like, Vroom. You even get a little Max. It's adorable. Say hi, Max. Oi. Max doesn't sound like that. He's Dutch, but you know. Yeah, anyway, Max is right there. I am right here. My books are in my laptop. And I think I'm done. All right. Bye.